All right, class. So today you are doing this Google Sheets math. As always, when you click into a Canvas page, you should read the instructions. So I'll read it to you. It says Google Sheets can sometimes work like a calculator. It will do math for you if you know what numbers to type in. Follow along with the video to complete the assignment below. All you are doing is copying what Mr. L is doing in the video on your own spreadsheet to see how to do things. So we'll click into the page. It'll load. And then we are in here. So there are 3 problems. I call this math. It's not really math. You're adding stuff up, and you're not even doing the adding. You're just typing stuff in, so it adds for you. So problem number 1 says to add all of these numbers together using, and then I put in quotes, sum. So anytime you want to use like a calculator on Google Sheets or use something that will be doing math on Google Sheets, you always start with an equal sign. So we're going to put our answer right here in this box. We start with an equal sign. We're using what's called sum. So we're going to type in sum, and then it's going to, if it loads, maybe it won't do it for us. Okay, we're going to type in sum, and then you just put an open parenthesis at the end like this. Sometimes if you type it in, it'll pop up, and you can click on sum, and it'll put the parenthesis there for you. So then what we're going to do is add together all these numbers. One option is to add together 16 and 12 and 87. And if you hit enter, it gives you the answer, right? But if I was to go up to 16, and let's say I change this number to 20, my answer did not change. If I change this number to 100, my answer did not change. So the better way to do this, instead of putting the actual numbers in there, if we just put what is in each cell in there. So instead of typing 16, if we do cell C5, we can also click on it. Now it says C5. Then if you also want, you can click on C5 and drag all the way down. So now if you look at our math, it says equals sum of cell C5 all the way to C12. And if I hit enter, it gives me 427. But if I go up here and I change this number to 30, since we're not doing what's 16 and we're just doing what's in C5, it changes the math for me. If I do 500, it brings me to that. So that's all you do for the first problem. The next problem, it wants you to multiply the number of items you want by the cost of the items. This will work really well for our budgeting. So each item here, I gave you the price and I gave you the number that you want. So in the total, again, we're always going to start with the equal sign because we're doing math. We're going to take, and again, we could do 12 and then shift 8 for multiplication times 1.56. But again, the better way to do this is to take what's in this box and then multiply it by what's in this box. Hit enter, and then you'll have it. It'll do 12 times 1.56, and gives you 1872. And if I change the item to 20, now it went up. If I change the item to 1,000, does the math for you. Same thing, you can go on to the next one. Equal sign, this box, shift 8, this box, enter. And now it gave you the math for you. Once you've done the first 2, what you can do is there's a shortcut to make this formula apply to all of them, to make the equal sign this times this equal this. So when I click inside this box, I get this little blue circle here. If I click it and drag it all the way down, it applies the formula, the math for me. So if I look at what's typed into my box, so this one is C24 times D24. If I go up one, C23 times D23. This one is C22 times D22. So Google Sheets can actually recognize the pattern of what's going on, and it'll autofill for you. The last one is subtraction. So it wants you to subtract the total from what is in cell C29 and what is in cell D29 and put the answer in E29. So again, remember our row and columns meet. If you click in it, it highlights it. So this is C, this is 29, this is D29, E29. start with an equal sign. We're going to take what's in this one. And then for the minus sign, you just actually hit the minus sign. And then this one, and hit enter. And now it gives you your total. If I change the number, if I change this to 5, it brings me to 95. And if I change it to 110, it brings me to -10. So this one's going to be really helpful. Let's say your budget was $100, and then this here is keeping track of your spending. This will tell you when you go over your budget or when you're really close to your budget, or whatever. So do these 3 problems, and then go back to the Canvas page, make sure to hit that blue submit button, and then you are all done.